All right, all right. Hello, all you sports fans out there in podcast land, and welcome once again to another edition of Babbling Brooks, your new favorite podcast, where I, your host Brooks, try to bring you some of today's sports news with just a little twist of my point of view. Hope everyone has had an amazing whole weekend. Still, it doesn't feel like a weekend to me. Got used to having Saturdays off for a second. I do not have that. Got used to working nights for about 10 fucking years, and I'm done with that for now. I'm not saying I'll never work nights again, but I like this day shift stuff. Getting used to waking up early, try to figure out when to do an actual episode. But regardless, hope all y'all are doing wonderful. Let's talk real quick. Be a short episode. Got off work a couple hours ago. Realized I needed to do laundry. I needed to get groceries. I should have got them while I was out. I didn't, so I just Instacarted that shit because I still haven't canceled my Instacart. Even though I am like a 20-minute walk from a grocery store now, so it's right by one of the locations I work at. But, having said all that, we're here to talk about the Braves, our beloved Bravos. The last two games of this series. That's it. Sorry. I started reading notifications on my phone. Shit happens. I was like, wait, what? Who texted me? I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'll text him later. Doesn't matter. But it does matter. The Braves winning another series, taking down the Giants. They did split these last two, but having won the first game of the series, winning game two is all they needed to get the series win. And you literally can't win them all, so you're okay with a loss here or there. Definitely surprising if you looked at it ahead of time. You think we would have won the game that Max Fried start compared to the start of the game that was started by Yonny Chirinos. You would have thought, but it wasn't that way. Braves winning on Saturday 6-5, and I was really annoyed. I missed it. I was watching it, and it was like every single stream I was trying to watch was not working for more than a minute at a time, and shit would freeze up. Have to reload it, work a couple minutes, do the same shit over and over again. I got tired of it. I got the MLB app, but I can't watch Braves games because of the bullshit blackouts. So at least I'm like, hey, they got big inning on. So I was able to watch it in the corner kind of, and I knew that when the Braves got going, they would show it, and then they'll switch the volume around. But they would pretty consistently be showing the game. My day shift early ass waking up now fell asleep. I woke up an hour after the game. It was 9, right? I can't remember what it was, probably 9:30 or something last time I looked at the clock. Sitting there sort of in bed watching the game. Thinking I'll probably stay awake. And then next thing I know, it's 11:19. Game over. So I had to watch some highlights of these games, the ends of them at least. But hey, Braves getting the 6-5 win thanks to Eddie Rosario. Had a 4-hit game. That includes the go-ahead home run in the 8th. His 19th of the season. Getting real close. About to have another dude with 20 damn dingers. 4 of 4 in this one. Eddie has 3 RBI, bringing his average up to 260. Doesn't sound like much, but it was really damn low at one point this season. It's great to have Eddie Rosario in this lineup, the National League Championship Series MVP from 2021 against them damn Dodgers on the way to the Braves winning, of course, their first World Series in Cobb County. Second one in Atlanta. 1995, baby. Yeah, Ronald Acuna also trying to get some stuff done. But actually, both of these games, he would score the tying run. Sadly, spoiler alert, in today's game on Sunday, it was not enough. We did not end up winning. That was the last run scored by the Braves. But in this one, let's stay with the happy stuff. Ronald Acuna, it's home run number 28. A solo shot in the 5th inning to tie it up. And of course, Eddie Rosario in the 8th inning going ahead for the Braves. We're down 2-0 early. Giants trying to imitate us, I guess. So down 2-0 in the second. Eddie started his scoring off then with an RBI double, followed by Orlando Arcia, despite being 0 for 3 with the RBI ground out. Good to see him driving one ear there, tied the game at 2. Just like that. So they thought they had us, and Braves tied up, answering almost immediately. Travis d'Arnaud would add an RBI double in the 4th inning, getting things going before Acuna tied up. Of course, the Giants got one of those runs back, but Eddie Rosario gives us the win in the end. Or technically, Raisel Iglesias gets that done. Save number 24, 2 strikeouts for him. That was right after Kirby Yates pitched the 8th inning for the W. It was his 7th win. He was undefeated until Sunday night, till Sunday afternoon happened. Sadly. Spoiler alert. We'll talk more about that in a second. But for now, talk about Kirby having a great inning. 7-0 Brave. Nice little scoreless streak for him and Raisel going at the time. Also had Brad Hand gave up a run. Pierce Johnson giving up a couple hits, but no runs still. 1 strikeout. A.J. Minter taking care of business in the 7th inning. Had to use a lot of bullpen arms in this one because Yonny could not do more than 4 innings. 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, gave up 4 runs, struck out 4, only walked 1, so you like that ratio at least, 4-1. And technically, this is an improvement over his past couple of ones, so he looked a little better. So he's able to lower his ERA to a gym-like 5.40. So the question with Yonny is, has he done enough to stick around? Because Allan Winans is getting called up tomorrow. They have not announced who is going back to AAA. I still think Soroka could come up at some point. He just had a 9 strikeout performance over like 4 innings. Got chased a little quicker than you'd like, but still. 9 strikeouts. He gave up a couple runs, but not terrible. You know, they pulled him out. They got into a little bit of trouble, but still, like somebody could bring him. But Allan Winans pitched a shutout last time out, and that was against the Mets. So he's coming up to pitch the Mets tomorrow. So I would not be all that surprised if Yonny Chirinos is the one that gets sent back down, or not back down because he's not been to Gwinnett yet. Not as a player on the Gwinnett team. Maybe he played for the Tampa Bay AAA team at some point. But I would not be surprised to see Yonny Chirinos. While he said it was an improvement, it's not something you want. You know, he's not, at this point, he has not shown us that he is someone you want on the mound when it, like, matters in October. I mean, nothing against him. You'd rather have him on the mound than me, or at the plate, or anything really athletically involved, but still. Like, he hadn't shown enough, in my opinion. We didn't really give up anything to get him, just a waiver claim. And he can still come back up. Pretty sure he has minor league options. And, even if not, probably wouldn't mind sticking around with the Braves just in case something happens. Because I don't think, it's not like we should totally give up. But just, I don't know what else you're going to do roster-wise. I mean, Michael Harris II, one of the bad things that came out of this victory on Saturday is Michael Harris II fouled a ball off his foot and had a little contusion. Doesn't seem very serious, but we've heard that before. But I think mostly it's precautionary because last night was a night game. Today, a very early day game. So you don't really want to risk it. In a game that, let's face it, every game matters. But sometimes with Sunday games, they maybe matter a little less. Especially when, you literally can't win them all. And maybe we thought we'd have a better chance. They did have a bullpen game. Let's finish talking about Saturday first. Harris was 0 for 4 in this one. So, coming back down to earth after that incredible 4-hit performance. But that's how it goes. So it goes, as Kurt Vonnegut wrote. I would say once said, but just wrote that over and over again. Slaughterhouse 5. You haven't read that? Read that shit. Best book ever. That and American Gods are my favorite 2 books of all time. Shout out Neil Gaiman and Kurt Vonnegut. I'm sure they're listening. Obviously, Vonnegut's not unless it's from the beyond. And that'd be kind of ironic for him because he was a humanist. Fun facts from Brooks. And I'm very surprised if Neil Gaiman is listening to Babbling Brooks. But he's a big Braves fan, Neil. Check on in. I know you're busy right now, I'm sure. Hopefully working on The Sandman Season 2. Please. Pretty please. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, let's talk about this game. About talking about Travis d'Arnaud with the RBI double. How about Marcell Ozuna? 3 of 4. average up to 251. Doesn't sound like much, but y'all remember in April, like after the first, coming up on the end of the first full month of the season, Marcell Ozuna was hitting like .075. I think he brought it up by the end of April to like .09 something, but still, he was hitting under 100. Just had a 16-game hit streak thanks to this game. 16 games. It's over now, but damn, that's, 2 double-digit hitting streaks this season for a guy that was hitting .075 in April. Dude, Marcell, man, he's special. He means a lot to this team and the way he's playing. I mean, even when he was terrible, Brian Snitker was like, I trust him to figure it out. And he did. And then some. Rare, no RBIs in this one, but still finding his way home with a little help from his friends. Riley and Olsen kind of a quiet 1 of 4. Lopez 0 of 2. Still doesn't get on base. He had a walk. Vaughn Grissom pitch hit. He was 0 for 1. And actually, Luke Williams seeing his first action as a Braves, pinch running for Marcell Ozuna. And he scored on the Eddie Rosario home run. And like I was saying about Yonny, the reason I think it's most likely he gets sent down is due to the situation with Harris. Who else are you going to send down? Obviously not Nicky Lopez starting for Ozzie right now. I mean, honestly, unless Ozzie's about to come back, I wouldn't think they would send Vaughn Grissom back down, because you'd like to have that depth dealing with that injury. And then in the outfield, we do have, Lucas Williams. He can play infield or outfield. But with Michael Harris, I guess a lot depends on that. If Michael Harris is fine, then maybe Luke Williams gets sent back down, because I think he was brought up mostly sort of backup outfielder, but mostly as a backup infielder. He can play some infield as well. This one he was a DH, but he didn't even really play, so it didn't matter. Just kind of pinch ran, that was it. But, potentially he's all right, but I wouldn't mind. I mean, I'm not sure what his option situation is. I know he's played in the majors, so he may not want to get, he may be one of those guys, if you try to send him back down, says, well, I just want to be a free agent. But I don't know. We just don't know much about Luke Williams. He hasn't done much. This is the first action we've seen him in. He's been decent in AAA. I don't know if he's that much of improvement. I guess he has a little more experience than Forrest Wall. Not quite as green behind the ears, as they say. But Forrest Wall, man, got some special speed. So if Harris goes to the injured list, I would expect Forrest Wall to have a little more shot at more time. Or maybe they just send Kevin Pillar out there. So that's what they did in this series here. They moved Eddie Rosario, the finale for the series on Sunday with Michael Harris the second out. Moved Eddie Rosario to number 2 in the lineup and put Kevin Pillar out there in center field. So it's not like, Pillar's terrible. Most people are going to be a drop off from Michael Harris the second. Especially the way he's been hitting the last month or so. Just incredible. He also, is very slow, just like Ozuna, but not quite as low. But had a really slow start to the season. Dealing with injury, 2 different injuries early on. Just trouble finding that rhythm sometimes. But it looks like not too serious. Mostly just a result of, small injury, and you had a day game right after night game. Not as much rest in between as a normal 7-7 game instead of 7-12. So it should be fine, but always are going to get you a little nervous. The Braves losing this one 4-3. Not able to sweep the Giants. Ends a 5-game winning streak overall and ends a 7-game home win streak. But hey, you can't win them all. There's 162 fucking games, guys. You literally ain't going to win them all. You're going to lose a few. We still got the most wins in baseball. We're still got the fewest losses in baseball. We're the best team in baseball. But we need to keep carrying that through. So it's still nice to see them riding being able to ride the injury wave, but hopefully we get Ozzie back before too long. He was out there doing some film drills, looked pretty good. So the main thing with him is I think they're going to take advantage of the fact, got Nicky Lopez out there, and not going to rush Ozzie back. He'll be back soon, hopefully. We've said that before, and somebody ends up on the injured list. But I would expect, get him back out there pretty soon. Hopefully the same with Michael Harris. We don't, don't want to lose. You're not gonna win them all, but you don't want to lose too many. But the thing with this team, like somebody else always seems to step up, so you're able to ride the wave of those injuries. So you can ride the wave. Y'all remember Jock Peterson? A hero at times down the stretch, a big part of the Braves 2021 World Series Championship. Wearing them pearls. He was rocking them at Truist Park. And he was that got the winning RBI in this game. It was a pinch hit walk. Jock Peterson wins the game on a pinch hit walk. How about that? Well, I saw Jock beat us. I'm like, well, maybe, think of some cool home run or something. But no, Kirby Yates was looking good. Came in 7-0. All decisions he factored in, he was the winner. Sometimes that's luck, but not lucky getting people out. But sometimes you're gonna have some bad luck. And his control, it hadn't disappeared in a while. It disappeared. He walked 2 guys, hit 2 guys with pitches, just like that. Gets his first loss of the year. 7-1. Pitched 2 outs. 0 hits, 2 walks, 2 guys with a pitch. And he was one of those guys, he had on an 0-2 count. 1 pitch away from striking out and gives him the game. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So he still manages to strike out 2. Both of his outs were strikeouts. But that doesn't matter when you walk in what ends up being the winning run. And Max Fried kind of struggling a little bit, but not too bad. Gives up a couple home runs, which amounts to 3 runs. Got out of jam, bases loaded in the first, but immediately in the second, home run, solo shot. Giants get on the board. It was Matos with a home run to open the second. And then Arcia is like, you know what? I don't like losing. Let's take the lead. So it's the first comeback of the game. 2-run homer in the second inning. It's 14th of the season. Probably not going to get 20. But him hitting 6 more homers is not out of the question. Not one bit. So he was 2 of 4 in this game. But then the Giants doing the things the Braves usually end up doing. And they answered right back. 2-run homer. Wilmer Flores making some noise in this series for the Giants. So the Braves down 3-2, and that's how it would stay until the 8th inning. Ronald Acuna, after walking, moving to second on a walk of Eddie Rosario, he's taking things into his own hands. Steals third base, forcing an errant throw, which means Ronald Acuna scores, baby. Ties the game for the second day in a row. 56th steal of the season to go with his 28 homers. That's right. He's got 28 homers and 56 steals. Nice even numbers there. One's half of the other. So scored on the throwing error. Great job there. It's 3-3. And the Braves just couldn't do nothing else after that. Definitely missing Harris in this one. Let me see what happened at the end. Yeah, kind of rough, but that's what happens sometimes. You can't win them all. I think the Braves bounce back. I'd rather lose the Giants than the Mets, but still, we're beating these former New York teams. We got the Giants though. They're gonna try to get some revenge when we take them on. And here we'll be in their home turf out west. It'll be a little bit cooler for that game if I have to guess. Yeah, the Braves were 3 up, 3 down in the 9th inning of this one. Murphy ground out, Pillar ground out, Arcia ground out. There was a Christian rap metal or rock rap band or whatever. Rap metal, I guess. A Christian rap metal band named Pillar. It's spelled like that, but not Pilar. It was Pillar. It was like a pillar of the Lord. They had some rocking songs. I saw them at Dollywood once with my friend. What a random place, right? But no, I saw it at a Christian music festival at Dollywood in college. Or maybe high school. It was close. Right on I guess it was when I was in community college. But yeah, the Braves, I want to look at the runners in scoring position in this game. With 0-3, we just didn't have that many. It was a bullpen game for the Giants, but they outpitched us in this one. It just sucks when you're just giving away the winning run like that. I mean, if you're gonna give it away, you couldn't give it to a better guy, nicer guy, former Brave at least, right? Yeah. Sure. So no, definitely missing Harris. Hopefully it's not anything major. Well, Eddie Rosario hitting second. He was 1 of 3. Weird seeing him there. It was already weird seeing Michael Harris the second, and then Eddie. Like, man, that makes less sense. Not that it doesn't make less sense, but Harris. You just think of a guy. You think of him being at the top of the lineup. Just with his speed, man. Center fielders, too. They're just high in the lineup a lot of times. Unless they're a power hitter. Lopez, 2 of 2 in this one. Grissom getting another at-bat. He is 0 of 1. So you'd like to see him get a hit, but nice to see him get some chances. Kevin Pillar starting in center field. He is 1 of 4, scoring once. Austin also 1 of 4 somehow. Stolen base number 3 of the season. Probably his last one. Maybe not. Maybe he'll get 5. Ozuna, 0 of 4, 2 strikeouts. Maybe one of those calls a little questionable, but still, hitting streak ends at 16. But that ain't a damn bad hitting streak at all. Who else we got? Yeah, we already talked about Allan Winans. Going to start. Have to see if, the Mets' familiarity with him now, having just faced him, works against him. Or if maybe he's even more comfortable, because this will be his home MLB debut. He was on the road for the last one up there in Flushing, Queens, New York. So we'll have to see what he can do in this one. Hopefully, I expect good things. He looked really damn good out there last time. And nice to see him get a chance. Hopefully win one at home. Start a new winning streak for the Braves. Looks like Bryce Elder and Charlie Morton, everybody else kind of getting pushed back a day. And now they're not even listing the Braves starter. Let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to look ahead of this series. So Elder looks like he'll be starting Tuesday. Charlie Morton going to be starting on my birthday on Wednesday, baby. And then we head out west. And Strider going to pitch the first game in San Fran after a day off. Day off Thursday. Friday we heading west. Wild, wild west. Wiggle, wild, wild west. Well, I'm waiting for the sequel, Will. When's Will Smith going to drop the sequel? Wild, Wild West 2. We are waiting. Or at least I am. I'd watch it. Maybe y'all wouldn't. Fuck you. Just kidding. I would understand if you wouldn't want to watch it. First one was pretty dumb, but it was entertaining. It's like I need to rewatch it. It's been a few years. It's like I might have even watched that shit on VHS. It's that old. I'm that old. Shit. Y'all don't even know what a VHS is out there, kids. Actually, I shouldn't say kids. According to Spotify, none of my listeners are, much younger than me. So I'm sure y'all know what a VHS is. If you're listening. Oh, you didn't know it. No, he got some VHS. Anyway, though, so we had Soroka. That was some good news. Good news, him out there in AAA looking good. I'd like to see him. We'll see what happens. Maybe, Winans gets to stick around. I mean, I wouldn't mind having both of them up there. Give him a shot. But stay tuned. There'll be some, more Braves news tomorrow. Going bowling after work with some friends in celebration of my Wednesday birthday tomorrow night. So I will not be doing an episode tomorrow. The plan is to do one Tuesday evening. I get off work at 3 on Tuesday, so I should be able to do that. And then on Wednesday, I'm probably not going to have a chance to do an episode. This is my fucking birthday. I'm taking the day off, other than I have to go to a work meeting, which is one reason I'm taking the day off. Otherwise, I might do it, because I'd just be chilling. But I still might try. We'll see how early I wake up, how I feel, because the meeting's not till 12:30. I don't want to smoke too much weed before that, so I might need to kill an hour or two. So y'all might be lucky, and I'll bless you with some birthday banter. Some birthday babbling, if you will. Let's do a quick look. Yeah, the Braves, despite the loss, they're still 80-43, which is pretty damn good. 8-2 their last 10 games. The Phillies won a game, so they're catching up. They're only 13 games back. And let's see. Brewers on a 3-game winning streak, holding off the Cubs' 2-game winning streak. And the Dodgers started a new winning streak. After going 11 in a row, now they've won 2 in a row after losing. And the Giants trying to start a winning streak. They've won 7 of the last 10. How about they win the next 3 and then lose to us again? They're 11.5 back right now in the West. And in the American League East, the Orioles still first place. They've won 3 in a row at 7 of their last 10. 77-47 right now. They are 3 games up on them Tampa Bay Devil Rays, who have won 6 of their last 10. And they started what they expect to be a new winning streak. Blue Jays won 2 in a row. The Red Sox still winning. They won 3 in a row. And how about them Yankees? They've lost 8 in a row. I saw some fun stat, not fun for Yankees fans maybe, but Julio Rodriguez has 17 hits over the last 4 games he's played in. The New York Yankees had the exact same amount as a team in those same 4 games. So that's some wild stuff. I told you I love Julio Rodriguez. Rocking the 4-4, playing for Seattle. Seattle's like my third, always gonna be the third in my heart, but they're the best one this year out of my American League teams. The White Sox and Tigers, I grew up watching those. And the Mariners had fucking Ken Griffey Jr. when I was a kid. The closest thing my generation had to Willie Mays growing up. I mean, he was like our version of the Say Hey Kid. He hit home runs, incredible catches he could make out there, man. And then, at the same time that the city had Sean Kemp and Gary Payton lighting shit up for the Seattle Supersonics. Bring them back, NBA. They're coming back. Vegas and Seattle probably getting the next 2 NBA teams. I mean, they're both definitely getting teams. Whether somebody moves, like Alex Rodriguez tries to move with Timberwolves. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Anthony Edwards in a Sonics jersey. He's, brings some of that energy, man. He scored 34 points today. Team USA, they got a win over Germany in the warm up for the World Cup basketball, which I got to start trying to watch. These games are just some weird times, man. And it's going to take me some adjusting with this schedule, to figure out, how am I going to talk about the Panthers? Because I'm not going to be able to watch the games live, other than, Monday Night Football. I'll be watching that. But, it's just kind of weird. And I like to be talking about the World Cup basketball stuff, but, maybe when the actual tournament starts, I'll be able to catch a couple games and give y'all some babbling on that. And we're talking about the Mariners. They're on a 6-game winning streak. They've won 7 of the last 10. Knocking that playoff percentage chance up to 58.9. That's almost 60, baby. But they got a crowd. It's a crowded West. They're going to really end up being 2 wild card teams in the West. They're a half game behind the Astros now, who have lost 3 in a row. And the Rangers are first place in that division. Have lost 4 in a row. So definitely an opportunity for Seattle. Gaining some ground. Now they are only 3 games behind the Rangers. So they're right there. They could very well sneak in there and take first place. Looked like they were trying to fight for a wild card. They're like, nah, man. We want that division crown. Got a ways to go, but they put themselves in striking distance, just like a mariner would on the ocean. And the Central, the Twins are 6 games ahead of Cleveland. Cleveland lost 2 in a row. Detroit, though, one of my teams there, they've won 2 in a row. Still not very good. Still 7.5 out of first there. Probably going to be the Twins winning Central. But regardless, I think that's enough. 30 minutes pretty much. Once I finish signing off, because I don't know how to sign off. It's like I just keep talking, and then eventually I just say, hey y'all, check back for more of your new favorite podcast, Babbling Brooks. Probably on Tuesday. Tuesday. Check in on Tuesday for more Babbling Brooks, baby. Peace out.